Welcome everybody back to Boost in Motion, and today I'm going to do a DIY install for the rear brake pads for the Q50 and Q60 models. This is for the non-sport calipers, okay? If you're new to my channel, please hang in there, take a look at the videos. I have other videos as you can see on the title and up there in the cards. I make a lot of DIY videos for the common mods and common just maintenance for the Q50 and Q60 models, okay? As a precaution, I work on my own car. I've been doing this for quite a long time, but if you don't feel like you're compatible or mechanically inclined to do this type of work, take it to a licensed professional mechanic, please. I don't want you guys hurting yourself, but I'm going to try to be as detailed as possible to make sure that you guys don't hurt yourself. Let's just jump to the next part. Alright, I already got the car on jack stands, but if you want, you can check the card up here. It shows you how to jack your Q50 models by the lifting points, but I'm still going to show you a detailed video on where I put the jack stands. Okay, so if you take a look under here, you have this little beveled edge, right? This little double edge right here with these little cuts in it. You should see two layers of metal. That's usually your lifting points on your Q50, Q60 models. So usually it'll be somewhere around this area, and it'll look like two metal edges right here. So that will be the reinforced strongest parts that you want to put your lifting points. You can put the jack more to the side and then the jack stand right along it. Okay, so let's just speed up to the next part. All right guys, once you have your sight set up, I want you to get a 14mm socket and a 3/8 ratchet, or it could be a 1/2 inch ratchet, whatever you guys have. You really can't use an impact gun too much over there. There's not enough room. So what I usually use is like my favorite thing is a Husky ratchet. Reason being is it has a little extension here to give you some more length. Love it. All right, of course, once again here, you're gonna just unloosen it, and let's just move on to the next part of the video. All right, what I want you to do next is, once you got the bolt out, this is a slide, right? Usually you can use some of the brake grease or the grease to make sure that you lube this up, because this needs to be able to slide back and forward, right? Put that to a side. Now, some of y'all think that y'all should take off the whole brake caliper. I don't do it that way. What I usually do is this: take off the top and slide it out. Now you can be able to move the slide back and forth, and you can access the brake pads. Pull it out. About the brake pads, you guys are gonna probably be like, wait, these brake pads are kind of good. Yeah, they're kind of good. They're pretty much good. I went with a Hawk brake pad upgrade, pretty much a higher temperature brake pad. But let me see if I can zoom in and show you how the surface looks on the brake pad. Ugh. All right, let me just. You see, that's a lot of the dirt and everything stuck between there. So it looks like a ceramic pad, a little bit of metal and copper in there. I'm gonna go with a Hawk 5.0 pad. I've already had them on my front setup. I was trying them out and I really like them. So I'm gonna give you guys a review and everything later, but let me just speed ahead so I don't want to get off topic for you guys, but let's just speed ahead once I have them installed. Sorry for the background noise, but what I like to do next is I take the clamp, the old brake pad and the clamp, and you put that against the piston surface. You can use some brake cleaner to clean off the piston surface and around the seal, but once you put the clamp on like this, maybe it will be a little hard to get to. You pretty much clamp it in because you want that piston to push all the way in so that the caliper could go back onto the spindle properly. Let me do that next. So once it's pushed in, it should be flush with the brake surface. Once again, spray some brake cleaner in there and make sure it's nice and clean. And let's move on to the installation of the brake pad. All right, the pad that goes to the inside, this one, would have the little clip onto it. This little clip. Let me zoom out a little bit. See the clip, guys? All right. All right, so the pad that's supposed to go to the back would have this little clip onto it. Now, Hawk provides you with the brake pad grease. I want you to apply a little bit of the brake pad grease to the back, and then also do it for the pad that's gonna sit to the front. Apply a little bit of that. All right, so I'm gonna do that next, and then I'm gonna show you the installation. Now that's how I put the brake grease onto the shims, or the outside. It has to go between the surface of the brake pad, not the one that touches the rotor, the brake pad and the caliper. All right, so now that I pushed it in, just easily swaps back in. and in reverse order, you put the pin back in. Here, I'm gonna use some of the little bit leftover brake grease on this and slide the pin back and just tighten it up, hand tighten it. Well, use it with hand tighten it with the ratchet, and pretty much that's the end of this part of the install. I want you to repeat the same thing on the next side, but before we get there, I'm gonna show you what the necessary things you got to do next. All right, once everything's installed, you lower the car back, and you've done both sides. You repeat the same procedure for the other side. Now we're gonna go in the car. What we want to do now is pump the brakes. The car is in an off position. When you press on the brake pad, the brake first is gonna push all the way in. I want you to press it all the way in and let it up slowly. Do this about 3 to 4 times. Now what I want you guys to do is go to the hood. Go to the brake reservoir. Just want to make sure that the line is, make sure that the brake fluid isn't flowing out or leaking out of any place. Seems like it's up to the max line right there. Close the cat back down. Put it back. Close the hood. We're gonna go back in. Press it 2 more times, 2-3 more times, just for, this was just a procedure I usually do. All right, start the car. All right, take off the handbrake. All right, so what I want you guys to do now is drive the car around. Usually, depending on the manufacturer, there's a certain bedding process. That's pretty much when you heat up the brake pad that it starts to cure. Because there's in the manufacturing process, they still have these certain sprays and stuff they spray on it to keep it from like rotting or drying up or whatever. So what you want to do is heat the pad up. Some brake pad manufacturers want you to do about 3 to 4 excessive stops from either 10, 20, 30 miles an hour. Some of the more high performance pads want you to do it from 60 mile an hour to zeros at least 2 to 3 times. I've noticed that usually when it's more of a high metallic pad like the Hawk pads, you have to do brakes from 30 to 40 miles an hour 3 or 4 times, and then it's bedded in. Usually the ceramic or organics, you damn near just throw them in there. You don't have to do nothing, just drive the car regular. But once again, this is me making a video for you for the rear brake pad swap on Q50 Q60 non-sport calipers. I do appreciate y'all very much for watching this video. If you really like the video, please hit subscribe and just press the little bell. If you dislike the video, of course, leave a dislike and a comment, whatever the case might be. But I do appreciate the time you took out today. I really hope this was informational to you. Thank you guys. Appreciate y'all. I love y'all. This came from Boosted Motion. You guys have an amazing, beautiful day. Thank you.